Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be checking out the new hero on the Pioneer server, VALERA. So she's a new Wilder hero, she's a support, does magic damage, and she's actually a solid support hero, guys. I really think she's going to be a good one to pull for. Now we will have to do more testing, obviously, but she shows a ton of potential in things like Dream Realm, AFK stage pushing. She might be a bit too slow in PvP, but she does have skills that could be utilized in PvP. So we'll have to see what happens there. She might actually kind of pair really well with the new hero, the new celestial hero, VALERA. So we'll have to check that out. But anyway, we're gonna go over her skills a little bit. We'll also see what she's we'll watch her skills in the trial stage, and then we'll also use her in Dream Realm to show you how she compares to other Dream Realm teams. So anyway, the passive part of her ultimate says when a battle starts, VALERA summons 4 dormant magic circles on the battlefield. Each circle awakens after accumulating 1000 energy. So instead of having an actual ultimate, she feeds her circles energy, and when they awaken, it affects all units within 2 tiles, and it restores them 40% HP for allies, and it reduces enemies' haste by 30. So depending on who's close to the circles and all that stuff, the enemies will lose haste. You're gonna gain health. It's a pretty cool little concept. And then the active part of her ultimate says VALERA channels her energy into one of her dormant circles until it awakens. If all circles are already awakened, she instead expands the area of effect to cover the entire battlefield and transfers 30% of basic stats from all enemies, evenly distributing them among all allied units. And this lasts for 10 seconds. The transferred stats that each ally receives can exceed 50% of VALERA's starting stats, and in boss fights they'll always get the maximum stat transfer. So it's pretty cool. So every time, once she has her ultimate, it's covering the entire battlefield. Every time she does an ultimate after that, she's going to be transferring 30% of the, if you're in Dream Realm, 30% of the boss's stats to your allies for 10 seconds, and it gives a huge boost of damage to your team. So yeah, that's the ultimate. Now let's go ahead and check out the next skill. VALERA immobilizes the enemy with the highest cumulative damage dealt, reducing their haste by 50 and their physical and magical defense by 40%, which is huge, and that lasts for 5 seconds. And then each awakened circle extends this duration by 0.5 seconds, so you can have a total of 7 seconds of this, and the cooldown is 12 seconds with an initial cooldown of 5. But this is actually really huge in Dream Realm also, because you're going to be lowering the boss's magic and physical defense by 40%, which is basically what Kruger does, but Kruger only does physical damage. She's doing both magic and physical, so she's going to fit on any kind of team really that you use in Dream Realm. She's just really has a lot of potential in this game at the moment, and I think she could be a really solid hero this season. And I think she could allow other heroes from last season, like Faramore, for example, he could possibly pop off with her. We'll have to test it out and everything, but I'm really excited for this hero, honestly, in PvE. And then her Merciful Harvest skill says if VALERA is placed within a magic circle when the battle starts, that circle immediately awakens. Otherwise, the circle farthest from her position is awakened instead. So I'll show you guys what that looks like in action. But you can, if you can properly position her, you can awaken a circle that she's standing on instantly to either heal heroes that are close to her on the map, or you can position her in a way that it awakens one of the circles closest to the enemy, and you're going to debuff their haste right away at the start of a fight. So it's a pretty cool little skill, or utility skill that she has for the way she works in battle. Then her hero focus just increases her haste, and her mythic skill here, when a magic circle awakens, it fires a mystic bolt to the weakest unit within 2 tiles. So it could be an ally or an enemy. And if it's an ally, they're going to gain a 500% shield for 8 seconds. And if it's an enemy, they'll take 300% damage. So it's not like a ton of damage, but it's also not a very little amount of damage. It's actually decent. And then each awakened magic circle increases the shield value applied or damage dealt by the skill by 10%. So if you've got 2 circles awakened and she uses this, it's going to give a 520% shield or 320% damage. And then at level 2, it increases the shield value granted by Edict, Graceful Edict by 550% and the damage to 350%. And then at level 3, every 10 seconds during battle, each awakened circle fires a mystic bolt at the weakest unit on the battlefield. So basically, every 10 seconds, either you're damaging an enemy or you're getting a shield for one of your heroes that's weakest out there. So it's a really cool skill. At level 4, it just increases the shield value and the damage dealt, so you don't even have to get her to plus 15. It's not going to be a huge drastic change to the way she works. You only need to get her to level 3 mythic weapon, which is plus 10. So another reason why she's going to be actually a pretty free-to-play friendly hero to pull for. And then at Supreme Plus, says after all magic circles are awakened, casting Ruthless Right expands the area of effect to cover the entire battlefield until the battle ends, and each subsequent cast makes all allied units unaffected and increases their damage dealt by 5% for 5 seconds. So this is another really cool skill because you're providing unaffected status to your whole entire team, and that's actually huge. So let's look at her in the trial stage really quick, and then we'll take her in the Dream Realm. Alright, so you see how she starts out. She has 4 circles on the ground. The one furthest from her is the one that was ignited first. Then she activates this one here. Then the one next to her is going to get activated. And then the 4th one. And it basically that replaces her ultimate. You can see that it's providing a shield to this guy. They're getting things. The enemies are having spears and stuff thrown at them. And then once we've activated all of them, they cover the entire battlefield, so you have just one big circle, and you're constantly, your heroes are constantly being healed. You can see plus 166k, plus 166k. They're just constantly getting healed, and it's just a really cool hero to use. So we're gonna go ahead and pull up Dream Realm now and take a look at her in that game mode. Alright, so here we are in Dream Realm. We're gonna use this Mikola, Sonya, Sinbad, Rainier twins team because this is strong on the global servers, and we're pretty much at like the same type of power level as the global servers at the moment. And however, none of these heroes have charms, so keep that in mind when you're watching this. Yeah, they don't have the charm boosts or anything, so the damage will be a little bit different, but let's go ahead and see what kind of damage we get here from the Mikola team, and then we'll try a Velara team. So we'll just watch this for a few moments, but we'll skip this fight because I mean, we all know how Dream Realm fights go. So let's go ahead and skip this, see what the damage numbers are, and then we'll check out a fight with Velara on it. All right, let's see. So we got 25, 399, 65.2% damage ratio. Not that bad, but could definitely get better. I mean, there's RNG in this fight. That's a pretty average score, actually. So let's go ahead and get another attempt here, and let's put Velara in and see how this works for us. So we're going to actually take Mikola out and replace her with Velara. So we'll put Velara right where Mikola was, and we're going to get 40% magic defense reduction, 40% physical defense reduction, plus we're going to have tons of healing from her, and also just stat boosts and everything like that. So we should have some pretty good success, I feel like. I really like this hero. Now, she might not be the best in this actual Dream Realm with Lucia, but I think she's going to at least perform as well as Mikola does. So we'll see what happens. But you can see we have some of our circles activated already, 3 of them total. Just need to activate this last one, and then we can get the whole entire arena covered with the circle. Right there it is. Now we have the stat boost from the boss's stats. We have the damage reduction, or the physical and magical defense reduction, and we're doing some decent damage. So we got about 30 seconds left. We're almost at 20 billion damage, and I think we're gonna at least do as good as Mikola does. And I mean, that just shows she's obviously a solid support hero. If she can do just as good as Mikola, oh, she actually did really bad compared to Mikola there. So I mean, sometimes that happens, but you know, it is what it is. There's just RNG involved when you're fighting a Lucia. But we can do another attempt and see if we get a better score. We'll just skip this one so you guys don't have to sit through the whole fight again. But let's go ahead and start it, and then we'll do skip. Alright, let's see what we got this time. So Mikola was 25.4 something, I think, like that. And there we go. We got basically the same score. So it's you know, she's not doing tons of damage or anything, but she's an extremely solid healer. She's also a decent buffer, and she's also good at taking away the defenses of the enemy team. So I still think this hero has a lot of potential. We still obviously have to test her on other Dream Realm bosses, but she did really well against Crystal Beetle yesterday. I wanted to get a video out, but I didn't have the time to make another video. Yesterday I'd already done two, and yeah. So anyway, this hero is actually showing me a lot of potential. I think she could be really solid for you know, global servers and everything. We're just gonna have to test it out, and I definitely suggest waiting before you pull for her if you're a free-to-play player or like a low spender or whatever. Let all the people who get all the heroes right away, let them build her, test her out in different things, and then make your decision whether or not you want to pull for her. So anyway, that's going to be about it for today. Remember, I have a loot bar link in the description below, so if you want cheaper dragon crystals so you can pull for some of these heroes, you definitely use my link. I really appreciate all the support you guys have shown me through there. And yeah, also I have a Discord link down there too. And also, if you can, please like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. I really like brownness, yeah. It's yummy. I play games with y'all.